Hey guys, today we are going to start our new unit of Unit 4, and we're going to actually kick it off. I know this says 4.1, but we're going to go ahead and look into 4.2 as well and just kind of do two at once because 4.1 is kind of an intro. I think that we can handle two lessons in one day. So let's dive right in. This unit is all about matrices, and a matrix, it's not the movie with Keanu Reeves, or at least not in this case, it's not. But a matrix, as we're going to think of it, is a rectangular array of numbers written within brackets. And when we write the dimensions of a matrix, we write them as row by column or row times column. So you can see here we have the rectangular brackets. This is to show that it's a matrix. We count how many rows there are. So rows go across. And then how many columns are there? So it's 2 by 2. This one, because there are 1, 2, 3 rows, would be a 3 by 2 because there are 2 columns. This would be a 1 by 3. So that's how you would find the dimensions of a matrix. And the matrix element is each number in a matrix, and so we identify them as row and column. So when we find A12, it's saying find which number is in the first row, second column. And in this case, that would be 2. Which one is in row 3, column 2? Row 3, column 2, that would be 6. What about in row 1, column 3? 3. So that's how we're going to define matrices and find the elements of each matrix. So we are asked to write a matrix T to represent the data in the table above, and then define the element T41 and say what does it represent. So this seems kind of intimidating. Basically, they're giving us a table saying here's where all of these visitors to Australia come from. Here's the number of visitors, how long they've stayed. But we can summarize this. We can just put this into a matrix. And so a matrix for this would look like this. And they did not tell us specifically where the rows are the country of origin or the columns are the country of origin. You will need to read carefully to see which order to put things in. But I could literally just go through like this and rewrite the whole thing as a matrix. And then when it says find element T41, I'm going to go to the fourth row, first column, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 734, but what does this mean? What this means is that it means that there were 734,000 visitors from the UK. And that's it. That is lesson 4.1. It's just getting used to seeing data being put in a matrices and how to work with them in terms of what's the row, what's the column, and all that. So we're going to jump into 4.2, which is adding and subtracting matrices. So if we want to add or subtract matrices, they have to have equal dimensions. For example, here we've got a 2 by 3 and a 2 by 3. But here we have a 1 by 3 and a 3 by 1. So which one of these would we be able to add together, the first one or the second one? It would only be the first one because the second one, even though these numbers are the same, 1 and 3, 3 and 1, they're not in the right order. So to add or subtract corresponding elements, we add or subtract the elements that are in the same position. So like I would do 3 plus 2, and then 7 plus 6, 2 plus 3, etc. Let's put this into practice. Find the sum. So I'm going to combine -1 and -1. And I get negative 2. I'm going to go ahead and color coordinate this. You obviously do not have to. If that helps you, you can. 2 and 2, I'm adding in the middle here, so that's 4. 3 plus negative 3 is 0. And then negative 1 plus 1 is also 0. So then we would just need to put our square brackets around it. If you don't do that, it's not a matrix and it's not full credit, but that is my matrix. That's my answer. All right. Now, when there is a minus sign in the middle, I highly recommend changing this minus sign to a plus sign and then changing the sign of everything in the matrix that comes after it. So I'm going to go through and make this be positive, 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 negative. I don't have to change the sign of 0. And now I can just combine them. So I'm going to have 2 plus negative 2. I'm going to do this one all in one color. 0. Negative 1 plus 2 is 1. Negative 3 plus negative 3 is negative 6. 1 plus 1 is 2. Negative 1 plus 0. Negative 1 plus 2. And there you have it. Notice that whatever our dimensions are that we start with, in this case our dimensions were 3 by 2, 3 by 2, should be the same as when we end, when we're adding and subtracting. Find the value of each variable. So they've told us that these two matrices are equal to each other. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm saying, okay, A is equal to 5. Okay, right there. I have 2B is equal to negative 7. So to find B, I would divide both sides by 2. Then I've got C minus 2 equals 10. And then finally, D plus 3 equals 10. And there you have it. There's the value of each variable. Sometimes we're going to be asked to solve an equation involving a matrix. And what it means is, what matrix do I plug in here to make this statement be true? So just like if I had x minus 5 equals 7, I would add 5 to both sides. I'm going to add this matrix to both sides. And I can do that because they're the same dimensions. When I do that, I get x, and this is a capital X. We use capital letters to name matrices, equals 5 plus 3 is 8. 7 plus 4 is 11. 9 plus 4 is 13. 12 plus 2 is 14. 3 plus 1 is 4. And 2 plus 9 is 11. And that's it. I could plug this in and check and just say, okay, so 8 minus 3, 5. 11 minus 4 is 7, etc. Just to make sure that it works if I wanted to check my work. So that's all I've got for you today. Check out what your assignment is. It should be posted in Google Classroom. And let me know if you have any questions.